Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fourth episode of the podcast?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Episode 4.
Welcome everyone to the Split Line Podcast. I am your host, Travis, and with me is the legendary co-host.
How are we doing, everybody? It's AJ coming at you guys again.
You finally have your own mic.
I know, I'm so excited.
Dude, I'm excited too. I can't stand to stop. I'm fucking up my words. I love how small it is. It's so tiny. It is the smallest thing ever.
Yo, man, don't be talking shit about the mic.
No, I think I prefer that over this beefy thing. I love my mic. I really do. I've had this thing for a long time. But those things seem way more convenient.
You should get another one.
I think I'm gonna I'm gonna place another order for another mic and get 2 stands, and then after that is when I'm gonna save up for the next camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi guys.
How we doing, everyone?
Hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're having a good week. Because boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Because last week we talked mostly just about games that we've been playing and.
Like top 5 games, top 5 consoles, that kind of thing. So it was more like last week, which is more of the little fun, go get them, just have a good old time.
It was, and it was a good time. However, now we got to get down to brass tacks and talk about all of the wonderful, wonderful shit that's going on in the industry.
Fun. Well, now the big question is, what are we talking about first? Because we have a lot. We got more 76 issues. We got.
Oh my god, I'm getting really fucking tired of talking about Fallout 76.
Well, it's not our fault. They just keep giving. They
No,
just
for
keep digging
sure.
their hole deeper and deeper, and they're
For
just giving
sure.
us more news.
No, I completely agree. I just wish Bethesda would get their heads out of their asses, but it doesn't look like that's the case. We should start with BlizzCon though.
BlizzCon. Okay.
Just because I think that'll take less time.
Oh yeah, I mean, because there's not really much to it except the biggest thing, which really nice. They announced Diablo 4.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that. I mean, because I played Diablo 3, and in all honesty, some part of me was wanting to see a 4th, but at the same time, with how Diablo 3 ended, I mean, come on, in Diablo 3, spoilers if there are people listening who have not played Diablo 3, by chance, I mean, you kill Diablo, and he's like the main threat.
Right. Right.
But now, from the trailer, now it seems like Lilith's coming in, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, so I have not played a single Diablo game yet. I want to get into it, especially before this one comes out. Mostly because it just looks like the gameplay looks fun.
It is.
The trailer they put out is dark as hell.
Oh, yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to get a new copy, but when I do, seriously, you and I should just sit down and play Diablo 3, because it is also one of those couch games, too, to where you don't even have to be online to play it. You can just drop in, drop out.
I am a little concerned, though, just because I think it was like yesterday or day before, a few articles came out. It is confirmed we're getting microtransactions in it for cosmetics only, it seems, so far. But knowing Activision, they tend to add things or have games get things added to them. I really just hope not. I posted on Twitter last night when I found out that Diablo 4 was getting microtransactions. I was just saying, I'm not even really like mad anymore at this kind of stuff. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of every single game having these. From like a bigger developer.
Yeah.
I'm just getting really tired of seeing them. Like I was saying last week, I've been enjoying like Outer Worlds and
Oh, absolutely.
Code Vein and games like that. And it's nice to not have a bunch of, hey, throw some extra money our way. I mean, not saying that's bad, just it's everywhere.
Yeah. And it's like, heck, I've been playing Borderlands 3 a lot. There's not multi-transactions in that,
yeah.
except for if you count the Season Pass, which the Season Pass is only like if you want the DLCs. I mean, which granted, the DLCs aren't needed. It's almost like, like the DLCs for Witcher. They're not needed, but they're there in case you want to progress the story more.
Yeah.
You get a full game, you get a full game, so it's like, hey, if I don't want the DLCs, I still have a full game I can play.
Right.
If I want the DLCs, it's just going to give me more leveling stuff, different weapons,
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
For sure. I'm just mildly concerned. That said, it still looks like fun.
It does.
So
but I'm just at the point now to where when I hear things and the game's not even out yet, I'm just kind of more like taking it with a grain of salt, you know, to where it's like, I mean, because I don't want to, think that way about a game that's not even, released yet, to where it's like, really, it's not even out yet and you're already talking about putting that stuff in.
That's fair. My only reasoning for continuing it is because I wouldn't put it past them for doing it.
Oh, absolutely
because they've
not.
continued to do it for years now.
Well, it's Activision, though. I mean...
Yeah, well, I just mean, like, games from AAA companies in general.
Yeah.
It's become such a normal thing now that I'm just kind of like, ugh. Like, it doesn't make me excited when one of the first things I hear is, like, a new way to spend extra money in a game that you just bought. Mm-mm. I'm just getting tired of it. But at any rate, it looks cool so far.
Lately for me, though, with multi-transactions like that, every time I see them now, it's granted, like, yeah, I already knew that they were going to be in there, especially if I see Activision's label.
Oh, God.
I'm like, okay,
EA,
well, I already know
Activision.
that. Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I already know they're going to be in there.
Bethesda now, yeah.
But what gets me, though, is, like, when I'm seeing, like, all these different loot boxes for, like, different, with, like, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, how bad that one was.
No.
The first time I saw that...
Did that one have loot boxes? I know it had
it had the microtransactions.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, with microtransactions, every time I see those for, like, things that can, like, help me throughout the game, not just, like, for fun.
Time savers.
Like, for fun, just
Yeah.
be like, hey, you want to add some extra look? Just spend $1 and you can, like, get some stuff, to make your character look different. Okay, that's not a problem. But when I see, like, a 7-page thing, I'm instantly like, okay, what's wrong with your game? And what'd you do to fuck it up?
Well, right. Well, and, like, I have a problem with it, too, especially if it's on day one of its launch, because that means you just paywalled me from a bunch of shit I could have been playing to earn.
Yeah.
Like, I understand if it comes out, like, 3 weeks or a month later. Mm-hmm. Then that's fine, because, you literally put in extra work. That's fine.
Yeah.
But not on day one.
No, day one launch, that to me is just like instant, like, okay, well, your game's obviously fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, that's going back to the whole BlizzCon thing. So they announced Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Diablo 4. The president came out and they made a sort of non-apology for the whole Blitzchung Hearthstone thing. For anyone who, for some reason, might not know, because... And I only say that because this actually made, like, news coverage, like,
jeez.
Yeah. Like, media outlets were covering this as well as, game journalists and stuff. Blizzard, they banned a Hearthstone player for, saying his beliefs on supporting Hong Kong's whole affair with China. Blah, blah, blah. There's a whole big, humongous thing about freedom of speech and, Blizzard not standing up for their own morals, despite the fact they're an American-based company. And I completely agree. Blizzard, they fucked up. And so BlizzCon was coming and there were going to be a lot of protests. And to give credit where credit is due, those protesters actually held up their end. There were a lot of people there protesting. Just outside of it, there were people wearing Winnie the Pooh costumes on the inside because the fucking... It's a whole big thing with China, which is just hilarious. But... a lot of us, I think I mentioned it on a few episodes previous to that BlizzCon was going to be interesting this year because of what happened. Like, we were expecting them to get rid of QA panels, which they didn't, surprisingly.
Which is good.
I mean, that is good because, if they took off the Q&A panels, they would have,
red flags everywhere.
The shitstorm that would have spawned from that.
That's probably why they didn't then. They wanted to avoid it.
Right.
It's like, oh crap, we already dug ourselves a hole, which, no shit, Blizzard, you fucked up,
Yeah. So BlizzCon started right away with their president, Jalen Brack, coming out and basically saying he was sorry and that he accepts accountability, except it wasn't... You could tell it was hollow. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like trying to save face, and no one bought it. And then their actions over the last few days, I need to do more looking into this because, excuse me, because, so many other things kind of had my attention this week. But, there were talks of, like, them censoring employee Twitter accounts and, like, doing a lot of weird shit after BlizzCon. And, like...
Now, my question is that good or is that, like, bad?
No, because J. Allen Brack was saying we always support the right for everyone's freedom of speech, etc. And it's like, well, apparently not. And he said when he was making his apology, he said our actions will speak... It was basically saying, our actions going forward will try to do better, and, our actions will determine, they'll speak for themselves. And, well, they didn't. No. Essentially. And so, you could just tell their apology was just nothing.
No.
It really was.
Especially for the fact of the matter that nobody was buying it. That to me is like, okay, well, then that kind of tells me that obviously people don't believe you. Because for the fact of the matter that obviously nobody bought your apology at all.
Right.
And you made your apology sound so hollow.
Right. And I don't know. I'll be keeping a sharp eye on Blizzard still. So sorry, folks listening, but there's probably going to be more Blizzard news down the road.
Yeah.
Like there is with Fallout 76. But before we get into Fallout 76, what else was announced at BlizzCon? There was also Overwatch 2, which is weird. It kind of seems more like... kind of like a $60 expansion of Overwatch 1. Because Overwatch 2 can cross-play with Overwatch 1.
Which to me makes no sense.
Yeah, that just sounds like an add-on. But you're paying...
You're paying full price for a game.
I don't know. It was just really weird. But they announced that new WoW expansion. Looks promising. I don't know. There's some things I'm worried about. But anyway, that's really all that happened. BlizzCon was pretty quiet. Some people thought it was pretty underwhelming, actually.
Wow.
Except for the Diablo 4.
Yeah.
But everyone knew that was coming because of Diablo Immortals blow up last year.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was the whole BlizzCon thing. It was kind of mellow.
Which is surprising.
Which is honestly good. People were fairly respectful.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It didn't get out of hand, which is good too.
During the QA session, though, it was really funny. There's this kid, like literally, I think he was like 12, who just kept screaming "Free Hong Kong" till he got in front of the camera and got on the mic, and I was like, "Oh God!" But I mean, you can understand why that happened. Anyway, do we have to talk about Fallout 76?
The choice is yours, man. I mean, I'm down for talking about it again. I mean, because it's just giving us more news. But the bigger question is,
let's talk about it.
The bigger question is, Travis, though, just by the face you're making, do you want to talk about it?
No, I'm tired of fucking covering fucking Bethesda and their Fallout 76. It's like I'll talk about it because, okay, I'm not tired about talking about it. I'm tired of their horse shit. Seriously.
Well, they're still trying to fix a game that's been out for over a year. Now,
I don't even know if they're trying to fix it anymore at this point.
As I almost said, almost
Seriously.
a year. It's like, no, it's been out for a year, AJ. Come on, you dumbass.
Seriously. I honestly don't think... Okay, so did we cover the subscription thing last week?
Yes.
Or was that...
That was the week before.
That was... Okay. Okay, so... was the refund thing last week? Or was that the week before, too? I think that was the week before, too.
The refund?
How they were basically like, nope, no refunds for anyone on the Fallout subscription. The whole $13 to $100.
That was also covered, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm pretty sure it was. Well, Fallout 76 is back in the news because of a lovely little... I can't even really joke because it really just pissed me off. They're back in the news because they have banned a player. However, this player is was one of the most dedicated, supportive members of the Fallout 76 community, whoever, out of all the people who are left. He paid for the game. He's stuck with it for this whole time. He's continued to try and develop tools to help improve the game. he bought into the subscription service, which, you know, like we've said, you know, that's stupid, but we will never bash the people who play the game and want to support it. Because, look, here's the thing. We'll bash the people behind it because it's their fault.
But not the people playing.
No.
That's beneath us. We're not saying that we're better than you because we don't play the game. It's like, you know what? No, everybody has their own games. I have games I like, you have games you like, you know.
Right.
My fiance has games she likes, your girlfriend has games that she likes that we don't, you know, that kind of thing.
I cannot stand Blizzard Activision right now. Man, getting me off World of Warcraft is fucking hard. That's just how it is, you know.
Yeah. Or like, you know, me with like, I don't know, something that like a game that like I know I'm into, but you're not so much into, like Borderlands. You know, I mean, you'll watch it, but you don't seem very too much into it. You know, like how I am.
I like it. It's just not quite yet. I have a couple of other games I want to keep playing.
Oh, absolutely.
Borderlands 3 is fun though.
Or like WoW for you, how it is for me. It's like, you know, I want to try it, but at the same time, yeah, it doesn't seem like my cup of tea.
Right. The point is, everyone has their own preferences. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he...
But what did he get banned for doing?
So, he's done all of this stuff. Mm-hmm. Supported the game. He's reported so many bugs, exploits by players to, you know, cheat the game. And for Fallout 76's subscription, you know, it launched broken.
Of course.
And that's where we got into the whole refund debacle. And he found some exploits involving the items that were used in the subscription. And so he tested them to see if they were exploits. And he sent results to Bethesda saying, hey, look, people can exploit this. You should fix this. Here's, you know, hope this helps. You know. And for testing an exploit, they permabanned him. They aren't refunding any of his subscription money because he, quote-unquote, spent the $16 worth of atoms that they gave him, which is part of the subscription service, is you get 1,600 atoms to spend in the shop every month. He spent them, and so they're refusing to give him a refund because they, you know, because he quote-unquote spent the stuff already. And they permabanned him, and they are refusing to talk to him when he's trying to explain his case, like, hey, no, I'm just trying to help you guys, you know? And so this exploded all over Reddit. And he said he's done. His production on the tools for help making the game a bit better, it won't continue anymore because he's not going to do it for a game that he can't play and, you know, treats him like garbage.
Yeah.
So that happened. What are your thoughts?
Really? Seriously, Bethesda? Somebody who's taken the time out of their day to make sure that your piece of shit game can get better and actually playable to where, hey, maybe, just maybe, a slim chance some players might actually want to come back and play. And because he tested an exploit that could have easily had fucked up your game worse.
Which it does.
Which it does. Not saying it doesn't. Which it does. You're going to permaban him. Even though he took, like I said, even though he took time out of his day to help make sure that your game was actually going to be running smoother. Mm-hmm. Wow. Bethesda, you guys have officially hit an all-time low. I am sorry, but after hearing that, I think in all honesty, Bethesda is a piece of shit company now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No,
which
I agree.
He's making me scared for, you know, Elder Scrolls 6 because, I mean, really, I can't really say, though, that Bethesda, that I won't play Bethesda's games. I mean, because, come on, I play Skyrim and I play Fallout 4.
Oh, I don't think I'll ever stop playing Skyrim.
No.
I mean, I've already put the time and money into that game.
Yeah. But, like
5 years ago.
But for like 76, one, I won't spend my money on that.
Yeah,
no,
good.
Hell no. 2, Elder Scrolls 6. I'm having high hopes that it's good, but now just hearing this, now I'm like, they're probably just gonna do to this what they've done for the past year.
Well, and we know that the game coming out before Elder Scrolls 7... Elder Scrolls 76. Fuck me,
Jesus,
dude.
we're that far ahead in the
Elder Scrolls
series?
Damn! I fucked up. I fucked up. Tell me on the future! No, we know that Starfield, the game that they're working on next, I'm fairly certain it's confirmed they're gonna have live service elements to it, or a store. I need to double check that, but I'm fairly certain. Here, let me pull that up, actually. Go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead and continue.
But no, that's basically all I had to say. Was like, I'm just scared for Elder Scrolls 6 now because, well, obviously I love the Elder Scrolls series. You know, I've been playing ever since Oblivion. You know, I play Skyrim mostly, but it's like, really? Bethesda, come on, get your shit together, please.
Yeah, so...
It's not even funny anymore. It's not even really funny anymore.
It's really not. They've hit an all-time low. I know that Bethesda want to start taking things in a more live service direction, but it's not going to surprise me if this kind of stuff... I mean, look at what they did with Wolfenstein Youngblood. They had a microtransaction store in there.
Which, that sucks.
For a single-player game.
A game that, I think, in honesty, you could play with somebody else, though. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, it's co-op, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like...
It's not like the transactions are needed, though.
Well, no, and right, and that's my point. It's like, it's not needed. Why the fuck are these in here? Right, exactly.
Cash grab.
Exactly. And so, it does... And here's another thing, too, is if they're willing to let this happen to Fallout, one of their biggest... Arguably their first or second biggest... IP next to Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Then they must be okay with letting this happen to all of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrifying. And frankly, I'm gonna watch reviews. I'm probably not gonna buy Elder Scrolls, honestly. I'm fine with Skyrim. You can mod Skyrim like no other. That's fine. And quite frankly, whatever the community puts out is way better.
Yeah.
But to stoop to this level, this is something I would imagine a company like EA to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think in some aspects, Bethesda have fallen to a low standard, lower than EA and Activision, to a degree.
To a degree, yeah.
And that makes me sad as fuck. Because Bethesda has been one of my favorite game companies since I discovered them back in it wasn't like I've been playing their games forever. You know, Skyrim was my first intro, but then I went back and played some others.
Yeah. But it's like, again, seriously, this guy took the time out of his day to make sure your game could work. It doesn't work. You need to understand that, Bethesda. Your game doesn't work. And again, this gentleman was willing to help you.
Mm-hmm.
He was willing to help you to hopefully bring your crappy game and try to make it as good as it could be.
Yeah, and build up your community.
Because you have no community, Bethesda. Sorry, but right now, with 76, you have no community.
Or at least they're about to lose the rest of their community for 76.
Well, if they're pulling shit like that, it's not surprising.
No, it's not.
You know, but again, if you support it, if you support 76, more power to you.
I mean, if you enjoy playing the game, that's fine.
But that, to me, guys and gals, is, to me, ridiculous. It is fucking stupid, because there should be no excuse for that.
No.
No excuse at all.
No. Bethesda should be ashamed of themselves.
And for the fact
they really should.
And for the fact of the matter, he's trying to plead his case by saying, I wasn't exploiting the game. I found the exploit, and I sent you the results to say, hey, this could easily... It's breaking the game.
Yeah.
And then, when he tries to plead his case, you guys just give him the cold shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah. No. As far as I know, they still haven't responded to him.
Why would they?
Right. They're not gonna. This is fucking ridiculous.
No kidding.
You know, over just about a year ago, if someone had said that Bethesda was going to be pulling all of this all this shit, I would have laughed in their face.
I wouldn't have believed it.
I would have laughed and been like, yeah, okay, sure.
But now that we're actually seeing it firsthand,
they've damaged their good reputation in a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me. It's sad as fuck. Bethesda, you need to get your heads out of your asses.
And I just have a little thing quoting Todd here. Everything just works. Ha! No, it doesn't. Your game sucks dick. Okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, everything works. Yeah, your scheme, your shit ass attitude.
Yeah, no. I mean, I have no words to describe how irritating that makes me now. How irritated I am that a gamer, a fellow gamer, is treated so poorly.
Yeah, seriously, I told you. I saw this and I was just, I can't even make jokes. I'm pissed off at this.
There's nothing to jerk about
This is fucking stupid.
I mean, we could try to pick jokes at it, but I know, honestly, I think the jokes that we pick at it will just make us irritated. Because for the fact of the matter of how irritating this is.
Yeah.
No. I'll bet you anything, if you went to, like, some different game company, like, I don't know, like 2K or CD Projekt Red or something like that, they would have flat out been like, thank you. You know, like, thank you for helping us, you know?
Well, it's like the whole point of, like, a beta. Which, let's be real, the game still feels like it's in fucking alpha.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I realize that they're not having a beta, but seriously, why would you reject help like that when your game is this broken? Unless you're that delusional and you believe your game is not broken. In which case, that's fucking scary because that, you know, how our game's going to come out from them in the future.
Yeah, and obviously they don't seem to care, especially when, you know, like, looking back on some of the reviews. I mean, come on, for frick's sake, Todd jokes about how broken the game is. So he knows it's broken, but they don't want to seem to try to fix it.
Right. And oh my god, and that's a whole other thing too. Look, yes, jokes are a good way to, you know, alleviate some stress and poke fun at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't fix anything, then the jokes become annoying as hell.
Yeah.
And then it comes, you know, then it shows that you know about it, and you're just choosing not to do anything about it.
Because, well, again, it's Fallout 76. Why would they do anything about it, dude? Ever since we started this podcast 4 weeks ago, 76 has been on every single flipping one. Except for, you know, last week when it was just like an old giddy up time. But, like, yeah, every single podcast 76 has been on it.
I know. That's why I keep saying I'm getting really fucking tired of talking about this, because now it's just getting annoying.
Well, I mean, if they're giving us more news, so...
Oh, no, for sure. I'm not meaning, like, it's getting annoying. I mean that in the way of quit your fucking shit, Bethesda.
Seriously.
So we can start talking about the good things you're doing.
Yeah. Because right now...
Because this is bullshit. This is pathetic.
Not gonna lie, right now, we don't really have anything good to talk about with Bethesda.
No.
And,
no, we don't.
And, you know, I mean, it's really heartbreaking to see a game company like Bethesda really going downhill.
It is. It really is.
Because my first introduction to Bethesda was actually Fallout 3. You know?
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That was my first introduction to Bethesda, was Fallout 3. A great game, you know, fun. And I played some more. And then I got introduced to Oblivion, which I was like, sweet. And then I got introduced to Skyrim. And I was like, oh my gosh. These guys are doing great work.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get like a couple more games from them to where you're like, okay, this seems a little rough.
Right.
And then you get 76, and then you're like, Bethesda, what happened?
Yeah, like, look, I agree that for years, Bethesda had games that were always buggy. And let's be real, no game is going to be 100% bug-free.
No, I mean, come on, look at Skyrim. You can seriously ride a horse at a 90-degree angle.
Physics, bitch.
Seriously.
But
that's a bug in itself.
but for the most part, the good outweighed the bad.
Yeah, I did.
And while it's not the community's responsibility, the community, as far as PC goes, was always there to make a better experience.
Yeah.
But not saying it's their job, because it's not.
No.
And I'm not trying to excuse anything from Bethesda here. But at that time, you know, the outlook was just different.
Yeah.
For the most part, the good outweighed the bad.
And, you know, And but now with 76, the bad outweighs the good. It's like it's so ridiculous of how much this game's bad. I mean, for the fact of the matter, again, the graphics, from what I understand, still deteriorate. The god rays still come through the freaking hills.
I'm not sure what else still happens. I just know a shitload of things are still broken.
But
obviously.
Well, my own opinion, my friend, I think we should move on before this becomes an angry rant.
Yeah. Final words on this.
Final words?
Yeah.
Bethesda, get your shit together and accept help. I mean, again, the gaming communities will, if the gaming community is willing to take time to help you, you should welcome that with open arms and be like, thank you for assisting us. Thank you for trying to help. It means a lot. Not ban them from your freaking already piece of shit game and then not even want to talk to them when they're trying to plead their case. No, that's not how this is going to work. You're going to lose your community way quicker that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Bethesda, look, even if you need to shut the game down, pull it off for like a year and re-release it, I think people would be understanding. Final Fantasy 14, the MMO,
I believe so.
They did that. They pulled it off. Like, it launched. It was crap. People really did not like it. So what did the game director do? He shut the whole game down, took it off shelf, spent, I believe, 6 months to a year revamping everything. Like, they changed how the game played. They made sure it was all stable. They re-released. It is now one of the best MMOs you can play today.
That's awesome. That, to me, right there shows right there that you care about your gaming community. You care about your fans.
Right. Like, yeah, I'm sure it sucked for the people who paid and had to wait, but the product they got at the end of it, way better.
Worth it.
And if you're going to do a live service game like Fallout 76 and it's in that state, I think you should do the same thing.
Yeah.
If you really, really care,
yeah, no kidding.
You'll pull it off shelf. You'll pull it from, whatever available downloads.
Mm-hmm.
You'll tell people, hey, we're shutting it all down. We'll be back in a year. We'll fix it. Until then, fuck you.
Yeah.
Your attitude is crap.
No excuse.
Anyway, let's move on now. Let's talk about one of the things you wanted to talk about.
Which is?
You mentioned something about COD to me earlier, correct?
Oh, yes. Yeah, the Modern Warfare thing with... Yes. This, to me, is a little disturbing. Because in one of the missions of the newest Modern Warfare, which, by the way, I still have yet to play it...
Potential spoilers?
Potential spoilers, yes.
Okay. But spoilers.
Yes, spoiler alert for this. In the campaign, which, thank God, we finally got a campaign back, not a stupid Battle Royale bullshit.
Oof, okay.
We finally got a campaign back.
I agree. Campaigns are way better.
One of the few missions in there has you going through a house. You're basically, going through a house trying to find intel,
Mm-hmm.
And there are a couple of shock and awe moments. Like, one of them, a terrorist has a hostage. You kill the guy who's holding her hostage. She'll pick up a gun and actually start shooting at you.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the clip. Yeah.
And you can, you instantly, your first reaction is to fire. Okay, shoot. Okay, so maybe they're not all friendly. You'll constantly go up some stairs. You'll bust open a door. There'll be a woman looking at you and she'll run. Now, you think that maybe, oh, crap, she's running for a gun because of what happened. Because of what happened with the last hostage situation. You're like, oh, crap.
Right.
But if you shoot her, and she'll whip around, you'll notice that she was actually just running for her baby. Which is like, okay, crap. I fucked up. Because it was one of those, like, oh, shoot moments,
Right.
But then, what gets me is you have the option. Now, I'm sure a lot of people in the comments, if they comment on this, are going to be like, well, you don't have to do it. Okay, I know I don't have to do it, but why is it still an option for me to pull the fucking trigger on an infant?
Yeah, no, I know, I see what
Why is it an option? Why do I have that option to? I mean, a coworker of mine, I brought this up to her. She flat out was like, they could have easily made it to where the moment you aim at that kid, an X, comes up onto your rectangle, no.
Right. Right. And just not have you do it.
No.
Right. Well, because, why would you shoot a fucking child?
If you're really sadistic, oh yeah, you will. But I'm not saying that anybody who plays it is sadistic. Maybe they wanted to do it to see what happens. I don't know. I can't vouch for people like that.
Right. It's just not how you'd play.
No, fuck that. I'm sorry to say, but if I see a freaking infant, I'm not going to fucking shoot it.
No.
Fuck no. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, you can just easily avoid that. I know I can avoid that. But it still doesn't excuse the fact that I still have the option to.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I've taken a look at some of, not all, but some of the campaign for Modern Warfare. Mm-hmm. And that particular mission, I feel like they're trying to go for just straight up shock factor, which is fair. I understand. I understand that. However, having shock factor in there for the sake of shock factor is not good, and that's what this feels like to me. It feels like someone they were like, okay, we need something that's gonna really like make people go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on. But I feel like they did it at the, just because they wanted it in. For instance, I'll compare that, what you just mentioned with the woman and the child. I'll compare that, because that's at the beginning of the game, right?
That's basically, like, if I'm not mistaken, the second mission of the campaign.
So you have this mission in the first part of your game. Mm-hmm. Compare that to the No Russian level, where, you're in the elevator, and the first thing you do is you gun down a crowd of, or you don't gun down a crowd of innocent civilians.
That's a shock and awe factor right there, because it's showing you what this antagonist is capable of.
Exactly, and that's what I was about to say. This is showing you what your main villain of this
is willing to do.
Of the rest of the story is going to do to people. Mm-hmm. This is what your main antagonist is doing. So it serves as an element to the story, whereas this portion in the new one feels like it's there just because. Mm-hmm. And didn't you say it kicks you out too?
It does. What happens is if you shoot it,
if you shoot in Modern Warfare.
Yes, in Modern Warfare, if you do shoot the infant, it brings up the obviously the message of friendly fire will not be tolerated, but it brings up the thing, children are non-combatants. Okay, that's fair.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah, we know that, because obviously the baby's too young to hold a fucking gun.
It's an infant.
So, and then if you're really sadistic, it'll take you back to the checkpoint for when you're going up the stairs to actually, and when you open the door, she's right there looking at you again. That's basically where it takes you.
Okay.
Now, if you're really, really a sadistic asshole, you'll do it again. Mm-hmm. And you do that a couple more times. It finally will bring up a message saying, "Are you serious?" And then it'll boot you out of the game and take you back to the main menu, and you'll have to redo the whole mission over again. But now, here's my thing.
Well, then what's...
One, if somebody's really willing to do this again and again, what is stopping them from just doing it again?
Well, right. If it's going to boot you out, then, you just click a button, go back in, and keep doing it, if you're that kind of person.
If you are that kind of person, which we're not saying you guys are, but there are...
Well, no, obviously.
But there are some people who will.
Right. But that just lends the question, then, why bother having this in the game?
Like you were saying, maybe a shock and awe factor, but it doesn't need to go to that extreme.
No.
I mean, you want a good shock and awe factor, look at Modern Warfare 2, the No Russian, like you were saying.
Right.
That's a shock and awe factor right there. Or or one of my favorites, World War II campaign, D-Day. That's a shock and awe factor because you're seeing people get blown up. You're seeing people limbs go flying
to the story,
and you're getting shot at by the bunkers. Like our troops did.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. That's shock and awe.
Yeah. Now I can understand slightly more if that infant has a place to play in the story down the road.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it does.
No. See, I can understand if maybe you shoot the kid by accident because let's face it, sometimes you'll put down your controller and maybe the gun will accidentally shoot.
And that's why the checkpoint thing is there, I imagine. And that's fine.
Yeah. That's
if you accidentally shoot the kid, I don't see the point of having it, honestly.
For me, personally,
I really don't.
And here's what happens. If you don't shoot the mother, obviously one of your men will go up and they'll basically, calm her down and they'll, take her to the ground. Not like a cop, they'll have their hands up and be like, hey, it's all right. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and just, sit down. That kind of thing. That's what they'll do.
Right.
And at that point, if you aim at them, your gun should be like, nope, they're done. There's nothing wrong with them. But if you accidentally shoot the mom and then you aim at the kid, an X, like that's for me personally, like a freaking green X or something should come over and be like, nope, you cannot pull that trigger.
Right. Yeah. Especially if it's going to do nothing but just boot you out. Because then it really does, like I was saying, it does then feel like it's there just for the sake of being there. Mm-hmm. And then why bother having it?
I do get the shock and awe factor, like, because when you open the door, she's looking at you directly in the face and then she books it.
Right.
So your first instinct is like what happened with the chick and the hostage. It's like, oh shit, she's going for a gun, so boom.
Right.
That's your first instinct. Because now at that time you're like, okay, I can't take any chances. Because I'm going through these narrow hallways, I'm walking up these stairs, you know. I don't know what to expect. And then you open up a door and she's looking directly at you in the face. And then she books it. Yeah, your first instinct seems like, oh shit, you know, you're going to shoot.
Right.
And then when you turn around and see that you're a platoon as well, if you shoot the mom while she picks up her kid, and then she turns around and she lays and you see the kid, your platoon actually kind of shuns you and goes like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You know, they shun you for that. So it's like, okay, well, I screwed up, you know. But then it comes back to the question, why? Even though I know I don't have to do it, I know for a fact I'm not going to do it when I play this game. Why is there still an option to shoot the fucking kid?
Yeah, seriously, I don't think it needs to be there.
I shouldn't really say I guess it's an option, it's more of a choice too.
Right, but still.
But it's like, still. Why? Still.
I mean, it's like...
Why am I able to aim my gun at this kid and pull the freaking trigger?
Right.
And then you're going to give me the message, children are combatants. Well, I already know they're fucking not combatants. He's a kid. He's an infant.
It's an infant, not even one.
No, and then you're going to sit...
is not a combatant.
And then you're going to sit there, if I do it again, you're going to boot me out of the game. Again, what's going to stop me from going back and just doing it all over again?
Right. It serves not... Like, it doesn't get rid of the thing you want to get rid of. Because if someone wants to, they could just go back in and just keep doing it over and over again.
Seriously.
So, at that point, why fucking have it?
I don't know. Like we were mentioning, maybe for the shock and awe factor, but a shock and awe factor definitely needs a line drawn.
Well, it needs a line drawn, and it needs to actually serve a purpose. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna put a shocking factor in your game, that's fine, especially for a war game. Because let's be real, war is fucking gross. War sucks.
Yeah.
War is not pretty, and people go to gross lengths to
win.
Yeah, it's awful.
But if we do, because you mentioning that with the whole war and everything like that, if we do have anybody listening who is actually a vet, we do greatly appreciate your service and everything you've done for our country. You know, seriously, you know, I applaud you for that. You know, and I will always stand for you guys.
Absolutely.
You know, but there definitely does need to be a line drawn with the shock and awe factor. I mean, I don't know what troops go through overseas. Maybe they have encountered that before. I don't know.
I'm sure.
I can't tell you because we've never been in combat. So, I mean, we only hear about it on the news or we only see it in movies or games. But, you know, for anybody who's listening that's an actual vet, they could probably tell us, like, hey, war is no joke. And we already know.
Oh, yeah, no.
And we flat out know that.
I can't. Well, no. We know to an extent. We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know, like, personally because we've never been shot at. We've never had to watch our best friends die. You know, that kind of thing. But when it comes down to a game, there definitely needs to be the line drawn.
Yeah, or...
I can't really say that though because I think in all honesty with the even though it was showing the true purpose of the antagonist, maybe the no Russian was kind of a little bit of a step over. I mean, that's just me. But
and that's why you have the disclaimer at the beginning of the game that says, "Hey, this has some disturbing material. Do you want it on or off?"
And you have the option to turn it on or on.
Right.
On or off.
You can turn it on or you can turn it on. But
you only get one option.
But you see, my point though is the biggest difference is it serves as a story element. It shows you what your villain is doing. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one, it's you and your good guys, or you know, quote unquote, you're the protagonists of the story.
Yeah.
And you can kill a child and just for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
Like, no.
If you really wanted to go to that extreme, which I'm sure that there are a lot of players who maybe have done it by accident, or there are some who just like look at the kid and they're just like, nope, we're gonna continue moving on.
It just seems pointless to me.
It does.
And if it's pointless, at least the way I look at it, if it's pointless, you don't fucking need it. No. Get it out.
Seriously. I mean, again, you know, I don't know why they have it in there. I mean, maybe it is just to like show like, hey, this is what actually will happen in war, I just still don't see the point of having the choice. You know, again, my own opinion, if I seriously aim my gun...
Sorry, my mic. My mic. I ripped the cord out of my mic. Oops.
But if I seriously aim my gun at this kid or at this infant who is no threat to me, I should at least either, one, my gun should either go down towards the ground, or two, have like something like that's crossing me off from doing it, like an X or something like that. Because the old classic Call of Duties had that. If I aimed at someone who wasn't a threat to me, or I aimed it at an ally...
Right, there you go, right there.
Boom.
Good.
There was an X. Nope. They're friendly.
Can't shoot them. That's fine. Look, people complain about how restrictive Call of Duty is. Okay,
that should be something that's restrictive.
Yeah. Don't misinterpret that. Restrictiveness in the terms of, never branching out.
But it's, I don't know. I don't
think it needs to be there.
No, it doesn't.
Frankly.
But I guess it's whatever. I mean, I've heard great things about it. Other than that, I mean,
I've heard the story's good.
Oh, I've heard that too. I don't know if anybody else has really, I guess, quote unquote, complained much about the the whole infant situation. But I mean,
oh yeah, there were some people who were discussing it. That's for sure, which is fair.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, we're discussing it right now.
Yeah, it's like, because I mean, other than that, I've heard nothing but great things about the story, and I'm really looking forward to it when I finally pick the game up. I've even heard that they're, fixing some things in the multiplayer, and making that even better.
Good, because the time to kill is fucking atrocious in that game.
And for the fact of the matter, there was already
It's so bad.
And for the fact of the matter, there was an already overkilled shotgun that I heard that finally got nerfed. And I'm like, well, good, because Call of Duty...
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter, but Call of Duty is bad enough with campers, and now we're throwing shotgunners in the mix again.
That's a big thing I've heard. That's a big thing I've heard is the way the systems are right now is a lot of multiplayer really promotes camping, like hardcore camping, and that just sounds
to me,
like a nightmare.
That is ridiculous, because I'm not gonna lie, anybody who's listening that actually does do this, and you find it as a tactic, that's cool. Me personally, I find it to be that you are just a piece of shit player who's not good at the game.
It's funny listening to you rage.
Thank you. But to me, if people, that's not an opinion on things, but my own opinion is if you camp, it's showing to me right there that you are a piece of shit, that you don't know how to play the game, and that you're just sitting there hiding because that's the only way you can get fucking kills. I mean, like,
don't worry, campers. We still accept you.
Yes, we do.
We still accept you.
But it's like
you just might hear us swear.
Yeah, but it's like when you and me play an online game, like when it comes on like Destiny or Call of Duty, not once do I see us camping. We're always on the front lines.
Yeah, although Destiny's kind of hard to compare because the systems.
Well, you get what
different.
I mean. Like,
I see what you mean though, because Destiny has its own problems with slidey shotguns. Yeah. Can't fucking stand that.
Fuck that.
But
I
see what you mean.
With campers, for me personally, if I was to make a Call of Duty right now, a lot of people would probably hate me for saying this, but I really don't care.
I'm gonna have to label this the camping rant.
Yeah, but I really don't care because of the fact of the matter is, if you start camping, I want there to be a freaking timer that says you have 5 seconds to move or you're gone.
It'd be interesting to see if they had a game mode that did that.
Yeah, or like, you have 10 seconds to move, you're gone, you have 5 seconds, doesn't matter. If the moment that game registers or like picks up that you are not moving and you are camping, you should instantly be booted. Like, there's no freaking comparison.
Fair. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
That is, this just came up.
Okay.
In terms of like gameplay,
okay,
where would you like to see Call of Duty go?
Call of Duty is in like...
It's like it's multiplayer.
Multiplayer?
Because I would not mind more things like the new war mode that's in the game, where it feels kind of more open and Battlefield-esque.
Yeah.
But what do you think? What are some things? Because you play Call of Duty more than I do.
That's not a bad idea, but don't try to make it to where it's almost like Battlefield. I mean...
Right. Well, yeah, obviously it needs to be its own thing.
Battlefield, to me... and Call of Duty are their own separate things,
Yeah.
And if you start bringing in modes, like the war mode, which definitely a good idea. A definite good idea, But you start making it feel more Battlefield than Call of Duty, I'm just going to be like, okay, now you're taking somebody else's idea.
True. I just mean like in terms of innovation then. What are some things you would like Call of Duty to do that are new, like actually new?
Actually new. Well, one thing that they did was actually new. They actually brought in vehicles.
Right.
Like you can actually drive vehicles, which is good. You can drive tanks.
I thought that was awesome. Like when I played the beta for the War mode, that was really cool.
Great touch to Call of Duty. It felt about time.
It reminded me of those old Star Wars Battlefront games that I used to play.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, that's something new, which I loved. I loved it so much. Just hearing that, you know, I was like, wow, something new. And I don't know, maybe that's really one of the things I could think that were new, or maybe make it to like, I don't know.
Fair.
Or like, I don't know, if you're trying to make it different, maybe kind of do what Battlefield does. There's like specialists, you know, like that can help like the Battlefield out.
Classes. Yeah, because I was just gonna say it. I know they have different loadouts for the map that are quote unquote. I think they're classes basically for the War mode, but I don't know. They still kind of feel samey-ish to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I can give a good example, like
or at least they did when I played.
Like
Granted, I haven't played since beta, so take everything I said on that with a grain of salt.
Like Battlefield and their specialists, like you have an assault, which, you know, like has different perks that he can use.
Right.
You know, like the recon, you know, can do different things.
Yeah, your sort of standard loadouts.
Yeah,
and
like do something like that maybe. Like if you're trying to go for more of that, like make it more realistic, have something like that.
Well, I know they kind of do, but I think it's kind of. I'm not really sure.
But don't copycat to the extreme, to where it's just feeling like I'm playing like a very dumbed down version of Battlefield.
Well, from what I've heard from some people on videos that I've watched, there are like some of the map design really, you know, like I said, it promotes camping. I think there's one class. I heard the story. I don't know if it's true. I'd heard the story of how someone was able to pick a certain, like they had certain perks available to them to where they were able to camp in this room, lay down 2 claymores, and because of these perks that they have, they can just keep regenning ammunition and shit for themselves, so they can just sit in this room, claymore both entrances, and just sit there and just camp the fuck out of everyone. And I'm like, that's overkill. That sounds awful.
Yeah, it is. That
sounds awful. Fair enough. Okay, then I guess I'll ask this. The next setting for the campaign for Call of Duty, where would you like to see it?
Where would I like to see it? Quite frankly, for me personally, I would actually not mind seeing us, because me personally, I would not mind seeing Call of Duty actually go back to Vietnam.
That's funny. That's what I thought you were going to say.
I mean, but have it focus on like us actually fighting the Viet Cong, not fighting the Viet Cong along with like how it was in Black Ops, where you were fighting the Viet Cong along with the Russians.
Oh, so like the guerrilla,
like the guerrilla,
jungles.
Yeah, like the actual guerrilla fighters.
Ooh, that actually would be pretty fun.
You know,
fun.
Like, and there's like,
ooh, damn.
You know, the campaign focuses on you and like your platoon, like trying to take different objectives from the Viet Cong, trying to win the war.
Yeah.
You know, and, like by the end of it, you know, because we already know that we lost that war. You know, by the end of it, like you're just pushed back to your limit to where you're like, we're done. We can't go anymore.
Yeah, that'd be interesting if actually, that sounds like Galactic Conquest from Battlefront 2, from like the old one. That'd be interesting if Call of Duty's campaign had a sort of Galactic Conquest vibe, where like you have like a map, and ultimately you don't win because, you know, America, we had to pull out.
Yeah.
But your efforts are trying to take certain objectives on a map, and then you play through a campaign story. That'd actually be kind of interesting.
Oh, and you know what? They wanted to spice it up a little bit. This might seem weird, but I would love to see this too. Have it to where that way you can play the campaign of this Vietnam Call of Duty. You play it, and after you beat like the campaign of where you're playing as the Americans, it unlocks a new campaign to where you can actually play as the guerrilla fighters. That
would be really fucking... I actually would like that. That'd actually be pretty cool.
You know, and then like have like different game modes. Like one game mode I would love to see is King of the Hill. But here's why. Have it to where that way the objective is to like the Viet Cong, because they're the guerrilla fighters. They know the terrain. Have them start at the top of this hill, and it's an actual hill. Like it's an actual hill.
Okay. Yeah. So
have the Viet Cong start at the top of it. have the Americans start at the bottom, and you're working your way up. You know, like you're sitting there trying to...
And it actually takes, like, communication. And...
Yes.
See, that would be really fucking fun.
Yes. That, to me, is King of the Hill. Not just going up and, like, grabbing a flag or sitting there holding a little
Well, then
ring,
it's just capture the flag.
You know? But, no, when you go up, and have it, though, like a mixture.
Yeah.
King of the Hill, plus, like, I don't know, like a conquest vibe. The moment you take that objective, a new one spawns up, and you just keep pushing and pushing until there's nothing left.
Kind of like Rush from Battlefield
Almost. 1. Yes. Exactly.
That'd be pretty cool. Actually, that'd be really neat to see Call of Duty take a leap and do that.
I mean, I would love to personally see that. I don't know about anybody else, but to me personally...
That'd be cool. I think in that setting... Cool. I think in that setting, that'd be really cool. Mm-hmm. Sadly, this will probably never happen. Sadly. But that'd be pretty sweet.
I can dream.
I got dreams, man.
I got dreams. Don't shatter.
Sheds a tear.
Get back in there, tear.
Oh god. Oh god. Fair. Yeah.
And you know, like, but yeah, have it like that. You know, that to me, I would play that for hours on end.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know, but have it to it that way too. That well, one, communication is key, so you can't go like a lot of people do. You can't go fucking Rambo this shit. You gotta use communication, otherwise you're fucking dead. So it's like, you know, like,
yeah, you can't John Wick everybody.
You know, you have like a team, you know, like, hell, maybe even bring in specialists that can only do certain things that different ones can't.
It'd be cool.
You know, like I'm like a gunner. Okay, a gunner. Let's try this one. A gunner has the option to actually mount. Like, he can actually go up to certain places and actually build turrets and actually mount turrets to give you an advantage. Or, like, a support guy. He'll throw down ammo boxes to be like, there's more ammo for you. You know?
That'd
the recon can seriously, like, put down a beacon, like, almost in Battlefield, can put down a beacon that, like, gives a certain radius to be like, hey, here's where the enemy is. Hit him hard.
Oh, interesting.
You know?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Well, then you have, like, a Demolist who's very good with C4s, claymores, rockets.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
You know, and like, bring back the old classic weapons. AK-47s, the M60, the M16, the freaking China Lakes, you know? Bring back the classic shit.
Oh my god, the China Lakes. Fuck, I forgot about the China Lakes, yeah.
You know, like, don't have any of these weapons that, like, make no sense to that certain era.
I mean, look, it's cool when you bring up some prototype weapons that may not have gotten a lot of use, but...
Yeah, not once.
Every now and then.
With World War II. When I was playing the campaign, not once did I find a gun that I did not know. I didn't find any gun like that, you know? I was like, I walk up to like a dead, you know, Axis. Hey, an STG-44. Awesome. Go up to them. Hey, an MP40. Cool. Go up to a dead American. Hey, a bar. You know?
Right.
I knew these guns.
Right.
You know, even though flat out it says the name of them, but it's like, when you pick them
well,
up...
yeah, but you recognize them.
You recognize what it is. You're like, oh, nice. You know, this is definitely going to wreck some shit.
Right.
You know? Right. Not like, pick up a gun like how it is with like Advanced Warfare. You pick up the gun, you're like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, I understood it for Advanced Warfare because that was like one of their... Not the first, obviously, future-esque game, but...
Yeah.
But it was one of the earlier ones still. Yeah, no, that'd be really, really freaking cool. I don't know. It would just be neat to see some extra new things from COD. Obviously, you know, they've been doing the same things for years now, which is fine. You know, I guess don't break something that ain't broken, or don't fix something that's not broken.
Yeah.
Sorry, but at the same time, too, some new stuff is good. Which, to be fair, it feels like they're trying some new things, especially with the new war mode.
I love it.
I think, you know, it's nice to see them try to step outside of the box.
I'm not saying it isn't. It's definitely good. But definitely try to still bring in more things.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I'm like, curious to see what they'll try next game.
Like with, you know, like I was mentioning with the Vietnam idea. You know, specialists, you know, definitely can help. Communication is key. And make it. To like if somebody tries to go Rambo on it, they're gonna instantly regret it because like everybody's just gonna focus on it, just boom, you're done. Because like, hey, we're all working together. You're all by yourself. You're the target. You're dead.
It's like an actual no man's land. Sort of feeling.
You know, and they really want it to be interesting. Have it to where when you start the map, the map is all luscious and green, all jungly. But the more you play on it, it actually starts to deteriorate. Like trees are falling over, grass is getting trampled.
So like actual
actual. Unlike if you bring out like a flamethrower or something like that, like if you go into like a bunker and you start hitting people with a flamethrower, like the wood that's inside the bunker will be on fire.
It's like destructible terrain and stuff.
Or
see, that's something I'll always praise the Battlefield games for.
If you have it to where if you're using that flamethrower, a good example, like if you're using the flamethrower on troops that are near grass, the grass will just die. It'll
just burn.
Fade away, to where that way it's showing nothing but dirt and mud. And
that actually, oh my god, that would actually lend itself to a really good gameplay mechanic.
And a jamming system. Because, like, let's face it, back in the day in Vietnam, our guns were kind of shit. So, like, if you're sitting there crawling, like, through mud or something like that, and you go to shoot, like, oh.
Well, any gun can jam.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. It's not always fun to have guns jam, in terms of gameplay. However, I think once in a while would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Just because.
Like
I know a lot of Call of Duty people would absolutely hate me for saying that. But I think it'd just be kind of neat. Especially if it was kind of similar to, like, the... and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but to be kind of like the Gears of War thing, where if it jams, you have like that little window of space to press a button and it'll instantly be right back up.
Yeah, but like seriously, like if you're sitting there playing and like you trucked and like you're sitting there crawling, you're prone, you're trying to get a good advantage, and you go through like a puddle or like you go through mud.
Yeah.
Show it on the gun that hey, it's watered, it's got mud all over it.
Shit all in it.
Yeah. And when you go to shoot. Obviously it'll be like boom, 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 but maybe only get like a good like maybe 5, maybe 7 bullets out there, and like pink, like it jams to where you're like, okay, now you gotta.
Yeah, I guess it would only happen if, like, say you were crawling through some crap.
But if you were just like sitting there, just like crouching, you're sitting there moving up, your gun's gonna be totally fine. But if you start going prone and you're sitting there crawling through all the mud, your gun's gonna jam because it's gonna get all that gunk in all those mechanisms.
Which for the setting you and I are talking about, that would be crazy. That'd be such a great gameplay mechanic, I think, because most of the guerrilla fighters are either in holes or lying down, and for you, the people, like the Americans, well, you're probably going to want to lie down and crawl a bunch, so it's like that risk-reward. Do you risk being seen, or do you risk having your gun jam?
From what I understand, though, too, here's the thing.
That'd be so cool, dude.
But balance it out, though, because here's from what I've heard, from what I have heard from some people, like back in Vietnam, the AK-47 was like designed for the guerrilla fighting. So that gun hardly ever jammed.
I believe it was.
It hardly ever jammed because it was made for that terrain. So it hardly ever jammed as much as like the M16 did, but still balance it out.
Yeah, of course. There'd have to be gameplay balancing things for sure. I just think it'd be neat if you did it right. I think that would be really fun.
And
it'd be neat to see COD do something like that.
You know what else I want to say? Because now this isn't meant to sound like, oh well, you know what? Then how you gonna know what they're saying? That kind of thing. Have it to this point too. The Americans, okay, when they sit there and like give a command or like they're sitting there talking or like you hear their characters like saying reloading or something like that, cover me, whatever. They speak in American. And
they speak English.
But when the Viet Cong speak, they're actually speaking Vietnamese.
That'd be cool. I mean, hell, Battlefield gets away with it. I don't think it's bad if you do it.
No. And it's like, that to me is great.
Yeah, it makes it feel more authentic, too.
Yeah.
No, I think that'd just be really neat. That I would love to see a game mode like that.
Seriously.
In COD. That'd be pretty damn fun, I think. Sweet. Well, okay. Well, we're talking about video games now. What have you been playing this week?
This week? Well, obviously still Borderlands 3 because, I'm still loving the game. I mean, it hasn't died for me yet, so.
Oh, yeah, you messaged me. You finished it, right?
I did.
Okay, so I remember you said you were giving it a rating.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, mind walking me through everything you liked, you didn't like?
What I loved for the fact of the matter was...
Do I need to put spoilers up?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I would probably, because, I mean, like, unless, of course, I mentioned something about the story, but, like...
Okay, potential spoilers.
Yes. The story, for once, did not at all draw me away, like how most games have been in the past.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like, when I completed a mission with Borderlands 3, I instantly wanted more. I was like, okay, that was great. Give me another one.
I love that. That's one of the best feelings a game can do.
That, to me, that gave me that feeling. It was like, this is great. This is awesome. It wants to keep me going. It keeps me playing. And all the side missions you could do were phenomenal. All the side stuff you could do was phenomenal. So for me personally, by the end of the game, when you finally defeat the final boss, you feel like, Yes.
You feel I'm empowered.
Yes, because, well, yeah, you do. And, like, with the game, too, like how it was for, like, Borderlands 1 and 2, by the end of it, you did fight a monster of the vault.
Yeah.
But in this one, spoiler here, you fight 3.
Oh, shit.
You fight 3 of them.
Oh, damn.
One's called the Rampager, one's called the Grave Ward, and then the last one is actually the final boss. Which is actually, here's another spoiler for you guys, which is actually Tyrene Calypso. She fuses herself with the Destroyer.
Oh, shit.
So she basically becomes a monster of the vault.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Okay.
And after you kill her and you're able to go inside the vault, you're like... You just feel like, yes, I can beat anything now.
Nice. That's such a good feeling. That's such a good feeling when you wreck something and you're just like, yeah, give me the power.
And for me personally, though, I'm looking forward to the DLCs. I don't know what they are yet. I don't know what they're going to bring in.
Fair.
But I am excited to see what DLCs that they bring in, if any.
Well, if they're anything like the freaking Dungeons and Dragons DLC from the second one, that'll be fucking great.
Yes. And so for me personally, guys, everybody has their own opinions, but for me personally, Borderlands 3 instantly, for me, gets a 10 out of 10.
Oh shit, wow.
Because it was just so great.
Any bugs?
Not really. I mean, there were, like, it seemed like a couple, like, with, like, me, I run the Beastmaster, so I have
that
pets.
Thing is fucking cool, by the way.
I have pets, you know?
Yeah.
There was a couple times, though, where I felt it was a little buggy, mostly for the fact of the matter that when I would launch them out, they're supposed to go up to the nearest target, you know? Mm-hmm. And I would launch them out as an enemy, and they would sometimes go backwards. Like, they like, they would just go behind me.
No, you stupid bird, go the other way.
Yeah.
The yacht's on the horse.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I was fighting the Rampager. You know, I was fighting the first vault monster.
Yeah.
And I was using the racks, you know, because that's basically like, that is what my Beastmaster is built around. That is his build. You know, he's built around the damage of the rack. You know, so I shot him, and instead of going towards the Rampager, they went backwards. And I'm like, where are you going? What are you doing?
Guys, Olympus
is that way. Guys, the Rampager's that way. But for me, that did seem buggy, you know, at first. Yeah. But then I found out why they were doing that. Because enemies were actually...
so it wasn't a bug.
It felt like it was, because I didn't notice it at first, you know. But then I noticed that there were red dots behind me. They were going after the enemies that were spawning in.
Well, that's weird, though, considering... Aren't they supposed to go to what you're aiming at?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I was going after the Rampager, but they kept going backwards.
Interesting.
So I guess that, to me, even though they were going after the enemies behind me, that did seem a little buggy. Because I was like, they're supposed to go after what I'm...
Yeah, at least they're still doing damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, every now and then I could see that.
To where I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's a little... Where you going?
Yeah, seriously. But it was great. You know, I didn't want to put it down. I'm actually running through it again because there's a thing on it where it's like any of the other ones. It's a true Vault Hunter mode. Basically makes the enemies harder.
Yeah.
Makes it so that we can get more loot, you know. But they finally brought in something called Mayhem. Basically... The more you up it, there's 3 Mayhem modes. Mayhem 1, it's okay. Mayhem 2, definitely amps up the power. Then Mayhem 3 is basically like you basically feel like the Doom Marine. Because you're just having to like try to kill everything.
So wait, is Mayhem like a difficulty level?
Yeah.
Or for the whole game?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you can go in and change the level at any given point. You can even deactivate it if you want to.
But this is for the whole game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And with Mayhem, though, what's cool about it is with Mayhem... I could seriously go back and refight a boss.
That's cool.
Uh-huh.
That's nice.
Yeah, I can seriously go back and refight a boss and just, you know, just for the hell of it. You know?
Damn. Nice.
So, yeah, for me personally, guys, Borderlands 3 gets a 10 out of 10.
Sweet. I'm glad you've had fun with it. I've heard really good things from you about it. It looks fun. It really does. Uh-huh. I've just been engrossed in... Wow.
Yeah, in Outer Worlds...
Yeah, I've actually been taking a break from Outer Worlds this week.
Really?
Yeah, I was invited to a guild in Warcraft, and I've been building up so I can play with them.
Fair.
But, can I take a minute to talk about Destiny 2?
Yeah, by all means.
Because I got some complaints.
Oh, no. Do I dare ask? Let me take a crack.
Okay, first. Okay, go ahead. I have two things to complain about.
Is it the Festival of the Lost?
It's one of them, yep.
And Iron Banner.
Absolutely. You hit it right on the head.
I
both
figured.
of them. So...
Don't tell me I haven't played Destiny in a while.
I know you've been taking a break, which is fair. You and I binged a lot.
Please don't tell me that Iron Banner's like how it was when it was back the first time.
Oh no, it is.
It's the exact same.
Yeah, it's the exact same.
Do I have to do a special quest to get the stupid engrams from them?
It's the same quest from the last time if you haven't done it already, from the looks of it.
Oh, well, I've already done it.
Right, I have to. I haven't gone back on my Warlock. I was playing on my Hunter, who hadn't finished that quest yet. But considering the progress meters were still full, I was like, okay, yeah, so this is the same quest from the last one. So, I'm going to talk about Iron Banner first. Look, I love Destiny. You know how much I love Destiny 2.
We both love Destiny.
My God, I'm a Bungie fanboy, and I love Destiny 2. So, Iron Banner is one of the... It's one of my favorite multiplayer modes in the game, and when it comes around, because it's a timed event, it's like a week long.
You always get excited.
Always, because that means awesome new gear, new weapons to go for, and based on based on Destiny's systems, you earn for Iron Banner. You complete PvP matches, you gain the tokens, and then you can turn the tokens in to up your rank and get a random roll for a random piece of gear. Well, my biggest complaint with Iron Banner when it came back after Shadowkeep's launch is they only brought in one new set of armor, which just seemed weird to me considering it's a new expansion. Mm-hmm. Or, it's after a new expansion. And you get all of the gear right off the bat because the way they have Iron Banner now is when you start Iron Banner, you get a quest. You cannot turn any of your formerly saved up tokens until you finish this quest. The problem is, each step of this quest gives you the whole set of new gear. And so by the time you're done with that, since there's nothing new to Iron Banner after that, it's like, well, why do I gotta keep playing Iron Banner then? There's no incentive for me to keep playing Iron Banner. I already have the new armor, because you forced it on me before I could try rolling for new gear. Because the whole point of Iron Banner... for getting new gear for Iron Banner previously was you had optional quests, but if you just wanted to turn in bounties and your tokens just to try and randomly get a drop, you could do that. But this one forces you to just get the new stuff right off the bat, which is fine if there were a lot more new pieces of gear, Right. Because now I have no incentive to play Iron Banner at all.
Which is very sad, because Iron Banner is like one of the best multiplayer modes.
It is. It's fun. It's a bit more of a it's a bit more of a hard version of Control.
Yeah.
Where you take 3 points on a map and you have to hold them, and I'm just kind of sad that they haven't brought a lot of new things in. I thought it was weird that Iron Banner came back so soon after the last one. So it's not like I was entirely surprised that they didn't add much new things from the first time it came out after Shadowkeep's launch. It just was weird to me. It just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it kind of does. Well, how about Festival then?
Okay. I have... Dude, what's the face for? I wish we had our cameras because the look you're giving me right now. So, here's my biggest complaint with the festival. First off, I'm glad to see the Haunted Forest back. The Haunted Forest is fun. There's an infinite forest where it gets a Halloween theme, and you fight through as many branches as you can within the time limit, and then you fight the boss, and hooray, you get a bunch of loot at the end. Woohoo. That's cool. I'm okay with it staying like that. And not having a whole... Because they didn't bring anything new. It's exactly how it was last year, which is fine, I guess. My biggest problem is... most of the new Festival of the Lost things that I would think, players would want to go for are in the store. And don't get me wrong, there are certainly things you can get from... just doing the event, namely the Braytech werewolf. But that's about it, aside from masks. there really isn't much else. And then most of all of the cosmetic, because in the commercial they had these armor ornaments you could get that were like skeleton ones and like these really cool looking sets, but you can only get them in the store.
Yeah.
Now don't get me look, for a while there, because Destiny 2 is a free-to-play game now, I'm totally fine with going to the store and buying things, especially with how not in your face the Eververse is. But this just reminds me of what they did back in Curse of Osiris, when they had the Christmas event, and like 95% of all Christmas things were just in the store.
Yeah, no.
And they got a lot of backlash for that, and yeah, I'm gonna call out for it. It's just, that's what it feels like. And don't get me wrong, I have bought things from the store, sure, that's fine. And some things you can get for Bright Dust, a lot of Bright Dust, but it would have made more sense if you had a lot of these items up for grabs from just doing the event.
Yeah, like the ghost shells, the armor ornaments.
Yeah, instead of ramming everyone over to the Eververse.
Yeah.
So that's really my biggest complaint, especially since there's nothing new with the Halloween event. It's literally the exact same from last year, just going the Infinite Forest, that's it.
Yeah, no.
I think people would have been more forgiving if there was at least one or two new things to do aside from that.
Oh, yeah.
It just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, and I was just kind of sad to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I was like, oh, come on, you guys could have done better.
In all honesty, they could have.
But that's about it. Those are my only real two big complaints. I guess the only other one I could bring up is it's more of a personal one, just because it's not even really a complaint I have with the game. How do you feel about their battle pass system? The 100 ranks over a certain amount of days, and if you get all of it, cool, you get all the items for the season. You unlock things if you buy the battle pass, blah, blah, blah. I like it. I still think it's a good idea for a free-to-play game.
Oh, yeah.
This might piss off a lot of people, what I'm about to say. I think they need to shorten the time to earn it.
Why is that?
Because and I realize they can't cater to everyone like myself who hardcore grind. Because you know me, I hardcore grinded that battle pass for like a good week and a half.
Yeah.
I was at like rank 60, and now I'm at rank 94.
Yeah.
And I haven't played the game in about a week and a half. And there's still like 30-something days to get the last 5 things.
Yeah, I can see that kind of.
So
being a
now,
problem.
and I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's nice that now I can kind of just ease off the grind, but then I'm like, but why would you want people to stop easing off the grind if you want, I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird. At the same time, I'm glad there's more time there because, it lets more people have a chance.
Right.
Who don't have the time I do. It was just a mild nitpick of mine where it's like, okay, I've got like
I got
30
this.
I got time. So it's not even really a complaint. That one's more of just a personal thing. I personally wouldn't mind if they shortened up the time. But I get it why they don't, because not everyone has the same amount of time I do.
Mission Incredible, you want to help us out here?
Yeah, I got time. But no, my biggest 2 complaints are the,
I can't blame it.
Iron Banner. And I mean, I would ask for your opinion, but you've been taking a break from it for a while, which is totally fair because you and I hardcored that game for like a good 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I was like, it's time for a break to move on to different games.
You went to play Borderlands,
Creedfall, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did we talk about Creedfall?
Yeah.
On the podcast?
Yeah.
I felt like we did. Wasn't sure how in depth we went on it.
Yeah, we didn't go too in depth, but it's still.
Well, that was literally last week's.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, well.
Well, let's see. Anything else you want to talk about? Because I think I'm out of...
So am I
think I'm out of things for today.
Yeah. I mean, we covered basically everything we needed to talk about.
Companies, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah. The games we've been playing, which we definitely have a good selection to, and I'm ready to jump in myself.
Yeah, I'm ready to continue the hardcore grind. Well, then I guess we'll close out then.
Yes.
And we'll close out with me starting to say that, we have quite a few things. If you want to go ahead and send us any articles or see what's going on behind the scenes, you can go ahead and follow our Twitter at split_line. On Twitter, it'll be in the description. But also, we have new things. If you need to get a hold of us or email us, you can email us. The email will also be, I believe it's splitline098@gmail.com. The link will also be down in the description. And I have it already. Should we mention it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we have a Patreon. We have a Patreon set up now. The link for that will also be in the description. There are some exclusive rewards that you can get only on Patreon. Also, I think we're thinking about starting doing live stream stuff, right? Yeah. For this. We'll hammer out more of those details probably later tonight, and we'll have updates for that in future episodes. But I just wanted to say, if you wanted to, throw like $1 or however much towards the show, well, first off, you'll have our utmost thanks, and it'll be going towards the good cause of funding more things for the show so we can up our production for you.
Absolutely.
As well as get yourself some pretty slick rewards. I took a look at the list of rewards and I was like, I can't, like, if someone does this, it would just be fun to do this for people.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's all completely optional. Please know that your time alone is worth more than anything we could ask for. So If you're listening to this, thank you so much for your time. We hope you did enjoy it. But okay, anything you would like to say to finish this out?
Oh, you said everything perfectly.
All right, well, folks, thank you so much for listening. Again, please like it, subscribe, and share on all social media. And until next week, I have been your host, Travis.
With AJ.
Have a good night, guys.
Everybody have a good night.